Welcome to 15K plus random movie reviews, where we take random movies from Metacritic's 15K plus movies to randomly watch, whether we like it or not. Hello and welcome to episode 34 of 15K plus random movie reviews. This is Colin.
And this is Niall.
And this is random movie number 134, a movie called Past Lives, just recently been released in 2023. It's got a Metascore of 94, a user score of 8.2, running time of 1 hour and 45 minutes, budget of 12 million, and as of today, box office of 16.9 million. Getting rave reviews from the movie production line of A24. Directed by Celine Song, written by Celine Song. Hasn't really done much of note. The Wheel of Time episodes, but don't know.
Yeah, this is like her directorial debut and her writing debut as well. So it's to have this as your first movie and get such acclaim for it is actually quite, it's quite a feat.
Yeah, good for her. I'm guessing it's going to get an Oscar nomination or 5.
Probably.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's got this sort of hype around it. It's got that subtle sort of approach that a lot of Oscar people, idiots, like to vote on and say that it's amazing and really is nuanced.
Yeah. You sound smart when you say you like it.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to sound like dumbasses.
Well,
so
we are dumbasses. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Just one name I wanted to bring up from the background of this movie. The cinematographer's name is Shabir Kirchner, and he was the cinematographer of Small Axe, one of our previous episodes.
Yeah. And in fairness, he does an amazing job in this one. Is one of the strong points of this movie. I think the choice of lighting, choice of scenery, fantastic. And mood portrays the shots he chooses as well. So that's a very, very good element of this.
Yeah, it's decent. I thought it was okay. Plot in a nutshell: Nora, played by Greta Lee, and Hae Sung, played by Teo Yoo, two deeply connected childhood friends, are arrested apart after Nora's family emigrates from South Korea, not South Africa. 2 decades later, they are reunited in New York. Yeah, for one fateful week as they confront notions of destiny and love and the choices that make a life. Do they confront notions of destiny and love? I pretty much thought that one conversation at the bar basically was their deepest conversation, and the rest was just bullshit.
Yeah, for the most part, their relationship is based around a few Skype conversations and has little teeth to it until it just ceases to exist, and then it's just them doing their own thing. Most of the movie is them not being together and not really thinking about it.
And then they meet up, and then it's just very much like it's 80% silence and just staring at each other, and it's sort of weird.
Yeah. That's not to say that I don't feel during these scenes that the relationship, is believable, but watching two people look at each other isn't exactly riveting for me, to be honest.
No, it's not, and it does that a lot in this movie, and it just feels very shallow. Like, you can make a good movie with uncomfortable silences, like Mrs. Mia Wallace says in Pulp Fiction. Don't you hate that?
Uncomfortable silences. Yeah. Listen, there's a whole pile of melancholy and wistful, feckin' longing BS in this movie. And sometimes it portrays it well, but an hour and 45 minutes with one theme, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Listen, I'm all up for melancholy. I love wallowing in melancholy and sentimentality, but I never had 1 ounce of that. I want some. Give it to me. I'll take it all. Because that's what you feel like in your mid-40s. You feel.
Yeah, it's kind of to that point. I wrote down kind of like on the melancholy side. It was kind of like Lost in Translation a little bit, but without the joy.
Exactly. That's what came to my mind when I was watching it. It was like, why isn't this hitting home like Lost in Translation is? Well, because
Hmm.
Bill Murray is amazing and Scarlett Johansson is amazing, but
Yeah.
also it was directed and scripted excellently.
Yeah, but even with that, in Lost in Translation, there's a lot of scenes where they're having fun, they're laughing, they're
Mm.
doing crazy crap. This doesn't have that. They walk around a lot. They talk to each other on Skype, and they walk around some more and talk about meaningless drivel.
Yeah, that I can't even remember what they talked about. And they try to make New York a character, and it's not very hard to make New York a character, but I didn't feel about New York, and I love New York as a
Same
movie
here.
backdrop, and I just didn't feel anything. And they show New York a lot.
Yes, Uh, they made New York feel almost void of emotion, if you will, like a
Yeah, I feel that. Anyway, I thought the start of the movie was quite good. I thought the bar scene intro was quite good because it was disconcerting at the start because of the three Nora, Haesung, and Arthur.
yeah, yeah.
Nora's husband are at a bar, and it's kind of zooming in closely to them,
And
and
there's
you
another
can't hear what
couple
they're
chatting
saying.
about them, which is quite
Yeah, so
very a
they.
very interesting approach. Actually, I thought that was fantastic.
I thought that was
Uh,
very good, actually. Yeah, because you do that all the time. You always comment on people in
oh
the
yeah, people
bar and
watching is great, great fun,
people
and
watching.
that's
Yeah,
exactly what starts this movie off. And kudos on that bit.
yeah. I thought it was going to keep up on that sort of indie, sort of innovative way of doing things, but the rest of the movie is quite traditionally shot.
Yeah, it crashes and burns pretty quick. Like it's just a standard sort of puppy love thing kicking off. Then she's very quickly. It's apparent that she's going to emigrate with her parents to Canada.
Yeah, so this is a segue just to make sure we're detailing this. After that bar scene, she kind of stares at the camera, which is kind of disconcerting as well. And then it goes 24 years earlier. There's a
Yeah,
very
yeah,
big
yeah, yeah.
time gap back. And yeah, so Hae Sung and Na Young, as what she was called before she changed to Nora, are at school and they're coming up the staircase to home and they're sort of arguing about, who's best and second best at maths or something. And yeah, as you say, then it's back to it cuts to the home of Na Young, and yeah, it's obvious that they're moving and they're thinking about their English names.
Yeah, yeah. And it's there is a scene then after that where the two mothers of
Yeah,
Young and Nora meet up with the kids just for a weird arranged date before they
yeah,
f off. You know what? The scene's not bad, but it doesn't have any emotional impact for me either, though.
no, no, it doesn't, and that's probably the big issue with this movie is that the setup for the entire relationship isn't on for long. Because there's a scene in a classroom and they're not even talking in the classroom because Hae Sung's mad because she's
Yeah,
going.
big sulk on
And
him, and then the walk
yeah,
home after that, big sulk on him as well. Now, in fairness, I did like one piece here where he says "Hey," and then she goes "Yeah," and he goes "Bye," and then they walk off in two different directions. I thought that was a nice little artistic piece, but unfortunately, I think that's what this movie is: a collection of artistic pieces. Now, this is nice visually, but it doesn't grab me because it's not joined together with enjoyable scenes.
yeah, yeah, true. And yeah, like that's a beautifully shot sort of thing, but like it kind of mirrors what happens when they're adults. Then they're just walking alone in silence
Yeah.
because they're not sure what to say to each other, pretty much. And maybe that's something that
Yeah,
goes over our heads a bit.
there's a lot of awkward moments in this movie.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
awkward silences, just left, right, and center.
yeah,
We can get to those later, especially
yeah,
poor
yeah.
Arthur.
Yeah, fuck me. Yeah, Arthur. I've got a lot to say about him. What a dweeb.
Yep.
Anyway, another flash, or Back to the Future type thing. 12 years passed. They're actually no, sorry. Before that, they're flying to. I actually quite like this bit when
Sister scene, yeah.
the sisters are repeating, "I'm fine, and you." I'm fine, and you. That's as you obviously know as dad of two girls that they
Eh,
constantly probably repeat stuff that they
yes,
find funny.
yes, until you shout at them to shut the f up.
So I thought that was a quite a nice moment
It
of the
was lovely,
movie,
actually,
and
and it's very accurate. Well, I'm assuming it's accurate of Korean kids as well, but yeah, it's as a family portrayal. I think it was spot on. And then the next scene, which is there for about 5 seconds, is
yeah,
Nora in her Canadian school, standing off by herself. And I
yeah,
think that's a shame that that wasn't expanded upon, because I think that's an important piece. Like you're immigrating to a different country, different language, completely different culture, and it just 5 seconds is all it's given, and that annoyed me.
yeah, yeah. True. It sort of speeds up through moments where you think they should add more background story to the
Yeah, because
emotions.
that to me would have been interesting. The culture shock and getting over that, and maybe not spend a long time on it, but dude, more than 5 seconds, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, 12 years passed as the title that comes up, and Haesung is in the South Korean military, so there's a bunch of shots showing him there and looking a bit melancholy, sitting down,
Well, yeah, he's
whatever.
running around. I was trying to figure out whether or not that was North Korea across the river.
No,
No, but he wasn't. He doesn't seem to be enjoying himself in his army conscription days.
no, no, no. And so yeah, so then it flashes forward to Nora that she now is, and she's looking up old names, and that's the thing as well. Haesung is not the first. She's talking to her mum, and Haesung's not the first person she's looking up.
I know, I know.
You know, then she goes, oh, what was that name of the boy who had a crush on me? It's like, okay, the entire movie is about your longing and lost love, lost first love, and she doesn't even remember his name.
Yeah, that slapped me in the face as well. Like that, if he is so emotionally important to you and he's part of your formative years, you don't forget that. You know, basically your first love. And who was he again? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It kind of diminishes the relationship they had.
entire movie.
Yeah, it was stupid.
It's stupid. Anyway, she logs into Facebook or something, or she
Friend
finds out
face.
that friend face, yeah. She finds out that he was looking for her or something on her dad's page, so she messaged him. She looks up his profile, living with his parents, blah blah blah. Um, they do some. They talk on Skype and they reminisce on Skype, blah blah blah. That's a whole. I don't know. That's a lot of emptiness as well. A lot of sort of okay, they're feeling each other out, but they never change that style of communicating. It's just always haltering,
Buffering.
and buffering. Yeah,
Yeah, the buffering
all
was
the
a good analogy for their conversations in my head.
Yeah, that's a good one actually. Yeah, I like there was a certain shot when there's a panning shot of Korea and then there's a panning shot of New York
Mm.
City. I thought that was quite nice. But basically, there's just a montage of them talking a lot during over Skype, and then she
The best
Nora
part of
finally.
this, sorry, is the my memories of talking over Skype during those time periods. It brought a bit back to me, but that's the only thing I take away from this. The nostalgia.
Nostalgia for Skype buffering.
Yeah.
Now here we are doing podcast, and there's no buffering on just like a third party podcast platform. That's yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I didn't even get that. I was just totally like, it was quite a fast montage, and they're talking a lot. She's in bed talking, he's blah blah blah, and they're having a great time. And then she's like realizing, I can't do this. I need to get on with my life. So she asks for a
Yeah.
break, and his son's not happy. But
Yeah.
again, for the second time, goes bye.
Yeah. There was a nice piece of cinematography here where just before this breakup, after the previous conversation, the shot goes to the window and the sun is setting, and it's kind of like a hint at what's got about to happen. The sun is setting on the relationship, and ooh,
Mm.
artsy. Um,
Mm.
but it's nice. It's well done. It's about the only pieces of a few of these shots are the only pieces, and Skype, about only things I've enjoyed in this movie at this point.
Yeah. So she heads to Montauk for a creators retreat, and he flies to Shanghai for his work. Hey, song Montauk, yeah. So she meets John Arthur there,
Offa.
Alpha Daly, played by John Margaro.
That would have been brilliant.
Comes up, wheeling, dealing.
All right, love.
All right, love. Where's me minder? No.
I would have watched the crap out of that movie. Sorry. Slight segue.
What was his name? Coleman, the actor?
Oh, yeah, I can't
David
remember.
Coleman? No, it doesn't matter. Anyway, the people that aren't English or Irish are not going to know who Minder was.
Sorry.
So then she sort of introduces this Arthur dude to In Young, the Korean word for
Not
Providence,
confused with Anyong.
which is hello or goodbye or whatever.
Hello and goodbye, and also the character's name in Arrested Development, who was living.
Oh, yeah, I kept on thinking about that.
That was all that was in my head for half this movie. I was chuckling away to myself like an idiot. Anyong. Sorry. Again, if you haven't watched Arrested Development, you should, and it's a very funny joke that goes the whole way through.
Yeah, flashbacks and nostalgia for Arrested Development. So yeah, she just mentions to Arthur about this In Young, which is about Providence. Every time you meet somebody, you have In Young with them. Even if you touch their coat on the street, you have In Young with them. More to do with people, whatever.
If you want lots of In Young, you just go around rubbing people.
Go no, In Young,
In Young,
In Young.
Why are you in jail again? Oh, too much In Young.
8-year-olds, dude.
Yes. Again, this is a flashback to a previous movie. I don't touch 8-year-olds.
Not anymore. Right, okay. Next flash forward, 12 years past, they're married.
Yay!
Hey Song is shipping up to go to New York City to meet up with her.
Yeah.
Yay.
That's an incredibly stupid thing to be doing, Mr. Song. Go on, knock yourself out.
Yeah, his buddies are like going, I don't know. I can't even remember the buddies. They're
all on the pish the night before, and
oh yeah,
one of them says, "Oh, you're not gonna meet your one, are you? That'd be a terrible thing." And he's like, "No, that's the holiday." But he is, because he's an idiot. And that's an awful lot of money to meet somebody who's just going to go bye-bye.
Yeah. So he's probably only there for like 4 days or something.
Yeah, it's like a wet weekend.
Yeah, it's pretty much raining constantly. So it stops raining. They meet up in probably Central Park, it looks like.
It looks like.
Weird staring, weird hug. And he's got I don't know, I hated him. He's just like, he had a weird problem. Like, what the... Just do something. She hugs him and he's like, his hands are down, which is mirrored at the end of the movie, I noticed.
Yeah.
With another hug.
He's an awkward sort of chap, and he doesn't seem to have a lot of joy in his life. Like
oh, I like the way you're deciphering his life for him.
He doesn't seem to. He's a miserable fecker, to be honest, and he doesn't grab things when they're in front of him. So he's a pointless individual. Yeah.
So then he does...
Before we jump off, I'd like to point out that Arthur's second name is Boner. Because at a book signing that he was at, that he's signing his books, and people coming up and talking to him, he had his book on a table, and his name on it is Boner, Boner.
But it's
again, I wet myself on this one because I took joy from this piece. Enjoy the little things.
Oh, it must be his pen name because he's listed as Arthur Zataransky.
Yeah, he's a big, very long Jewish name, or maybe it was the name of the book. I'm not sure. But it definitely had the letters Boner in big text on the front of the book. So
I don't know. I'll have to check that because I would usually pick up on that sort of childless nonsense.
You'd never miss a boner.
No, definitely not. All right, so they meet and. They have the metro ride and they're just staring at each other on the metro. It's so bloody awkward. They walk and they talk. He's single. Nora lets on that her and her husband fight a bit. So they go, oh, okay. And they're sitting in front of a carousel and they talk more and it's boring. And they basically, I hated it. It was like trope discussions. One of them actually says to one of the other, we're not babies anymore.
Well, yeah.
That's when I said, okay.
You're nearly in your 40s, guys. Come on.
this isn't going the way I want this movie to go. I thought that script was terrible there. She comes home to the husband and he's just staring, playing a game. Obviously, that's nothing to do with.
Didn't even get to see
There's
what the
nothing
game
wrong with that.
was.
No, I don't like. I didn't like the way he was holding his controller either. That's
Clearly not a
another.
proper gamer.
No. Um, then she's like going, "Yeah, you're right. He came here to see me," and he's like going, "Oh." The husband is so weird. I hate the discussion they have. I hate Arthur Boner. I hate his boner. I
Sorry,
hate him. He's a
just
stupid character.
I googled the book. The book title is Boner, not his name on it. It's not a pseudonym or a pen name.
Oh, okay. Still a weird name for a book.
I kind of want to read it now.
Unless it's like an erotica.
Boner. That would be great.
Or a
Make the movie about that.
Or a biography of Beavis and Butthead or something. They like to say that a lot.
Yeah.
So he's like asking all these stupid questions. Is he handsome? You're just acting weird. I hated him. And I realized
super insecure, but also super understanding, which was a very weird combination and kind of annoying.
I just think it's acted out weirdly. I think if the script was in a better actor's hands, it might actually work a bit better. You know, I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't have any particular problem with him how he acted it. I just don't. I didn't find his. I found him believable. I didn't find the script believable. If you get me,
I don't know.
It doesn't seem reasonable.
Lies. They have another that's another conversation they have in the kitchen, and then they're lying in bed and they have more conversation. It's he's just going around in circles. He said, "Oh, this is such a good story for your arc with meeting him. So I don't know where I stand in this story of yours. What if you had met another writer?" I was like, "What sort of bloody question is that? Stop fucking."
What if you'd met another bus driver? F off.
Yeah, it's like stop. Then she said, "This is where I'm supposed to be."
Yeah.
And then he says, "I have trouble believing that sometimes." It's pathetic.
Yeah, he's not great.
Like, imagine another rom-com or whatever, some other better actor saying those things, and in a different sort of situation where it's not a dimly lit bedroom.
I think the dialogue is just that dialogue between them is actually kind of unbelievable. Specifically what he says. It's tepid.
Tepid.
It's limp, it's a bit...
Yeah. So day 2 at Haesung comes around. She takes me to the Statue of Liberty. Stupid. Nothing happens. They take photographs and they go home to have dinner with Mr. Confident. And he's sitting at the table, and they come in and he kind of just throws the phone on the table. It's like, act if you're angry then. Like, don't. I got so annoyed with him just flipping the phone on the table, like landing really loud. It's like, I don't know if you know how to act this character. Choking on my own rage here.
I didn't hate it as much as you did, clearly. His depiction of this character, I just found the scene awkward and by that measure kind of boring as well.
It was boring. It was a stupid welcome. It was shitty welcome. Like, he just stares at him, doesn't even shake his hand, I don't think. Stands there, and it's rubbish.
It's a weird scenario to be bothered sticking yourself in for all of the characters.
I'd be like going. To be honest with you, if my wife came back to me and said, "Yeah, he's here. He's here. He came all the way to Korea to see me," I'd be on his back. I'd be like going, "All right, what the hell are you doing, spending $4,000 to come and see my wife? You're not getting her."
Let's me and you go outside for a little bit, buddy.
Yeah, piss off. Go home, moron.
Yeah.
Stop living in the past and go back and get yourself a nice wife, whatever. Anyway, they're at the bar where the start of the movie takes place, and it's stupid. And they try to bring the husband in. She sort of translates for him, but then they just
stop bothering their arses, including the husband. Like, it's horrible. actually.
It's horrible and stupid. And she's actually, her back is to her husband for the majority of it.
Yeah,
But you know what? It's just about what ifs. All they do is like, oh, what
yeah.
if? What if? And
You
they
know,
totally leave her, turns her back. And then he's just going in Korean, yeah, you're the person who leaves. And she's like,
well,
well, you're the
you're a
person who stays.
you're a shite hawk, buddy. Get out. Yeah.
What does he say? He's she goes to the bar. I don't know where she goes, but she's gone, and then the two of them are at the thing and at the bar. And what did they talk about? Even I can't remember.
Oh, then the Korean lad is chatting to Arthur and says, "Do you know what In Young is?" And Arthur's like,
Oh my
"Yeah,
god,
yeah,
that's why I
yeah,
didn't write it down.
yeah." It's awful. And then Arthur, or I know the Green Line lad, kind of implies that there's In Young between them as well. And
I'd be
at this
like, no,
point,
there's
I'm like, "No,
not.
get away,
I don't want your in young.
get your own In Young." Yeah, it's that scene completely destroys the beautiful opening scene, right? A real powerful opening scene, and then to see what they were talking about from the other perspective, it destroys it for me.
Yeah. Anyway, they end up. He goes home, grabs the suitcase, and she said, "Oh, I'll walk him to the Uber." They walk to the Uber and don't say a fucking word.
Never,
And
never, never
this is
have I
not
seen
like
a simulation of Uber waiting in a movie before. Why do we need a scene where we're waiting on a bloody Uber? It's not exciting in real life. It's not exciting in a movie.
and this is not as powerful or as
As waiting for
amazing as the
an Uber in real life.
no, it's not as powerful as amazing as the end to Lost in Translation, where you're
No, yeah.
actually feeling every emotion because it's a weird relationship. It wasn't romantic. Was it platonic? We don't know. We don't know. It's weird, but that's why it's so memorable. But they have a last conversation where he asks, "Who do you think?" They talk about about what were you in a past life, or maybe we come back as different things in past life, and like he asks her, who do you think we are then? And she says, I don't know.
Like
That's the last sentence of the movie.
that's the most banal and mundane last sentence you could have. It's just
Yeah. So then um she walks back to home, and we see that too. And hubby, the loser, is sitting on the steps, and he comes out and hugs her, and she cries and does not wrap her arms around him. She just stands there.
she's crying because she's stuck with Archer. That's what I took out of it. And if you remember earlier in the movie, she mentions that they got married a little bit earlier than planned because she needed a green card. So part of me was the whole way wondering, did she actually marry him because she loved him, or she's just like, he'll do for the moment?
You never really find out. You never really
Yeah, it's kind
see
of
them.
cack.
You don't really see them lovingly doing anything. And you know what? I understand totally before people call us callous, uncaring, unemotional idiots.
Oh, yeah.
I understand what every emotion should be in that situation. It's pain, it's sadness, it's longing for a life that you used to live, it's longing for your childhood, it's longing for innocence, it's longing for the past when things were simpler then. I
Yeah,
understand
well,
every
everybody
emotion,
has
but
that.
I did not feel that in this instant. This movie did not take me in that journey towards that crescendo of an ending that fell flat for me. The scenes and the backstory and the dialogue did not work for me to make me feel all those emotions.
Yeah, same as like I get what they're trying to do, but
Oh, you get it, do you?
I get my issue is Arthur actually for the most part. Uh, other than his book, which I love,
Boner alert.
Arthur was, I don't know, flaccid. It's just
Keeping up
speaking
with
of
the
boners.
yeah, exactly. Well, actually, the last scene was Hae Sung going in the taxi towards the airport, most likely, and I just felt like this is where the cinematography pissed me off. It just kind of pans out to like a meshwork of grids and the grid work of the bridge. And like, is that Is that your artistic outro there, Miss Director? Is that supposed to look cool? It doesn't. You made New York look like shit for the entire movie. When they're walking towards the Uber, I thought it looked like the Friends set, but it was real, actually. I
I don't.
think.
It was real. I actually, yeah, it was too on the nose. It was too direct. That scene, like the camera shot there, was actually reasonably boring
It's
because
artsy for artsy's sake. There's
I
no
don't. I
there's no
don't like
added
the Uber scene. Didn't
message.
feel very artsy at all. Actually, it feels like that was phoned in a little bit because it's just right in their faces.
Yeah, how do we finish this movie, everybody? Just pan to the buildings and the grid work of the
Job
bridge.
done.
It's fine. Yeah, all right, wrap. Yay.
To be honest, I think this movie is getting higher ratings because A24 is hot property right now. That's my take. That could be
Yeah,
just me being very cynical.
and maybe I think it's kind of in these days to have a sort of Western and bunny rabbit ears movie where it's in a different language but also has English. I think that's quite a in thing to do now, to make sort of an indie movie in a different language but also have English as the sort of prime audience.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me. Like, you've got some great Korean cinema. You've got Parasite, fantastic movie, one of my favorite movies of all time. Pretty messed up, interesting. This, no, this ain't that.
No. I gave the plot 1.5 out of 5. It's probably more than I should, but yeah, actually nothing happens, and I don't know why I give it 1.5, but I guess I'm giving it 1.5. That's still a bad score.
Right on the nose with me as well. Again, now that we've been moaning about the movie for so long, I don't know why I give it 1.5.
No, neither do I, actually.
I'm going to leave it 1.5 because that was my initial impression. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm giving 1.5 for the acting just because of Greta Lee. I thought she was quite good, but that's pretty much it. In general, I just think, I don't know. I wasn't bowled over by it. She's getting plaudits. I think she'll get an Oscar nod for it.
I thought she was quite good, and I give it 3 in the acting.
Oh,
I didn't hate Arthur's depiction of her. Well, damn it, what's his name? Anyway, the guy who plays Arthur. I didn't hate
John
him.
Magaro.
That's the chap. He's been in a bunch of stuff. Didn't
Yeah, I
hate
thought
him
I
in
knew him
this.
from more stuff, but his face is just overly familiar, but he's not really in a lot of successful stuff.
Yeah, I thought he was okay. I thought he was good. I thought the lad playing Neyoung was actually decent as well. But I think the script and the plot let the entire movie down massively. So I think had the script been better, the acting score would have gone up for me.
Yeah. Obviously, as we've said before, that goes hand in hand, but
You just play what's in front of you.
yeah. Soundtrack's track. I thought the soundtrack didn't really do anything for this. I gave it 1 out of 5.
Yeah, I give it 1.75 because I didn't notice it. It
Yeah.
didn't impede me, and footsteps didn't annoy me. So I thought,
No, footsteps are okay.
we're bang on, and nobody was cracking their knuckles. So
No, so
uh,
that's fine.
yeah, 1.75. Meh.
Yeah, blah. Production, I gave the highest score. I gave 2.5 just because the cinematography was quite good.
I
The way it was shot, but I
yeah.
also don't like the way New York wasn't really utilized to the fullest.
You got really annoyed by the last 2 scenes. That
Yes.
cinematography. I didn't really pick up on the outro being crap, but now you mention it was. I did write down 3.5. Maybe I might have dropped a zero point 0.5 off it because of that, but
Well, you can
I'm
change
not.
before giving a
I'm going to stick
formal.
with 3.5. I enjoyed
Okay.
some of the early cinematography in it, so I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really remember much regarding the cinematography. I just kind of think it was generally okay. So let's go into some reviews here from the the press people. So the lowest score I see here is from the New York Magazine and in brackets Vulture. So I'm guessing Vulture is a subsidiary of New York Magazine. Don't know. Alison Wilmore gave it 50 out of 100, saying there's a disconcerting shrewdness underneath its patina of tastefulness. It's too calculating to achieve the transcendent, almost romance it strives for but never inhabits. Yeah. Now here's the one that really pissed me off and made me question my sanity. So I'm guessing you're going to be the same as me. NME gave it 100 out of 100,
Oh,
and
get the boat, lads. That's
well, a lot,
nothing
a
in
lot
this
of
deserves 100 out of it.
a lot of newspapers and movie review places have given it 100.
Idiots.
But the NME, Alex Flood, which I think there's something wrong with him, he says it's not all wide-eyed insight and romantic misery though. Past Lives is also very, very funny.
What? What? The only bit that's funny is the boner.
That's not.
There's nothing funny in this.
Now
Nothing.
here's the deal. I had to go and read his full review. And this is his explanation for why. So he starts. Past Lives is also very, very funny. Haesung's hapless mates, whom he regularly meets for literally drunken noodles, come off like the sophisticated in-betweeners, capital I. And when, at a writing retreat in the country, Nora greets a newcomer by telling them they got the worst room, you'll snort into your popcorn.
So the throwaway comment to somebody you just met, which isn't funny. That's not a funny. That's not a joke.
No,
that's a remark. And the scene with the lads having, a bunch of.
There's two of them. There's two scenes.
There's two scenes. They're very short. They're mildly interesting, but they're not funny.
And he says, "Oh, whom he regularly meets for."
Yeah, every 12 years.
yeah.
That's
I don't know.
That's some real crap, lazy ass reviewing there, in my opinion. That's inaccurate.
It is inaccurate. I don't know if anybody would label this movie as very, very funny.
I wouldn't label it as funny. I wouldn't. There's nothing. You might twist your lip up once or twice in the movie on the side, just a tiny bit, but that's it. Especially with the boner. But no, there isn't comedy in this. There's no humor here.
No. Just to get another 100, Moira MacDonald in the Seattle Times says it's a film full of quiet magic, of the power of words not spoken. Yeah, you're right about that. And the enduring strength of love. So I think the power of words not spoken there, she's having it as a positive. I think it's quite the negative and doesn't add any depth to the movie.
Yeah, it's a talkie.
Yeah.
God damn it. Do the talking.
Do the talking.
Emote.
Yeah. All right, so
Harold Zoid wouldn't have any of this, I tell you.
Let's put Past Lives 24 years into the past then.
Past caring.
Past it all. Yeah. All right, so we'll go back to... So that was our catch-up of Past Lives. So we'll go back to a random list of movies to select our next movie out of 15,000 plus. And the movie number is 13,391.
Boner. Damn it.
Okay, so movie 13,391 is a movie called The Day from 2012. It's 1 hour and 27 minutes.
Sounds familiar.
That's not familiar.
Oh.
It's got a Metascore of 41, but a user score of 6.4. So users like it better than the critics. A group of 5 survivors armed with shotguns, axes, and machetes wander the back roads of a ravaged landscape looking for refuge in The Day. A terrifying look into a post-apocalyptic future. It goes a lot longer than that, but I'll leave it at that just so we get the general gist of it.
Don't ruin the complicated story.
It's directed by Douglas R. Niakoski, who has been an assistant director at Spy Kids.
Oh, Christ.
Assistant director for Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Oh, okay. So he's...
assistant director from Dusk Till Dawn. Assistant
Robert
director,
Rodriguez has had him on a load of movies. That's actually not a bad thing. Robert
Fear and
Rodriguez is
Loathing in
somebody I
Las
love.
Vegas, assistant director. Yeah, he's got a lot of like Resident Evil Extinction, assistant director, producer of Machete Kills.
Love that movie.
So yeah,
I
written
do,
by
genuinely.
written by Luke Passmore, who no, he hasn't done anything. Acting: Sean Ashmore, Brianna Barnes, Ashley Bell, Michael Eklund. No, oh, Dominic Monaghan's in it. It's the only real name I noticed there. He of Lord of the Rings and Lost.
Oh, yeah, I like him. He's one
Sean
of the hobbits.
Ashmore. Oh, Sean Ashmore plays a lamplighter in The Boys.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
I like sci-fi and I like post-apocalyptic. I don't like saying the word, but I like watching the
Yeah, this is right
post-apocalyptic
up our alley. Like,
movies.
this is not the sequel to Past Lives.
No, it sounds like it's like this sort of a Hunger Games for adults in a city, blah blah blah. So it'll be okay. It's an hour and 27 minutes, so it's not going to kill us.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think.
It sounds interesting. You turn your brain off. People running around with shotguns. Hey,
Machetes and axes, yeah.
yeah.
Great. All right. So we'll see about that in episode 35. And so with episode 34, we'll wrap this up and hopefully you can review, comment, share on our podcast, wherever platform you see fit. And we'll see you on episode 35. Bye bye.
Cheerio. Annyeong.